The upper part looks like it's doing pretty good. It's not where the damage is. And anything that was up high is here, but it's just where that rain really came in heavy. And you can see it just kind of cleared out some areas. That big tree looks like it's leaning in a way I haven't seen it lean before. But yeah, it's really kind of cleared out this junction here, and the rain's coming through it in a way I haven't seen before. And there used to be a lot of moss up in there. It's definitely taken some of the edge out over here. There was a plant that we put in there the other day. It's gone. You see some kind of tree damage over there. It's fallen. I have to get up in there. Mercifully, some of the soil that was put up in there is still there. See if the plants that were there made it. And this right side's looking okay. But see along here, right along this edge, there was another 3 feet of soil. And it's gone. I mean, it just went straight over the top of that there. Pushed all that out. You can see on that side just how much more severe the cut edge is. And you can see there's like rocks that are exposed there, and there's a tree stump there that we cut the other day. Those rocks weren't exposed before. Those were soil all over them. On the other side over here and on this side, it's just massively more exposed rock. I'll try and show some side-by-side comparisons. Yeah, and this side's looking pretty good. It's just as you start to go down here, you realize that what's really happened down here, and this is where the devastation's quite a bit stronger. So down here, you can see that on the side here, there was a lot of soil there. All of that's been exposed. The water didn't used to come through this side, and you can see on this side, if you look, that it was completely ripped open. And along here, there used to be soil, and I always used to point at my favorite Japanese maple that used to be right there, the golden foal, and that's gone. And so this island that we're on right now that I made for this bench, pretty much everything's gone around it, and it's now like a 3 or 4 foot drop there. All along there, all that exposed rock, and all through there along that edge, that always used to have a hill of soil on it. And all of that's gone now. It's all been ripped out. You can see the rocks were going right over the top of this. There used to be just a mound of soil and debris here. And now look, you can see how exposed all these roots are. I felt like there's some animals used to live in here. Do they? I don't know. Did they get drowned? I do not know. But those are still the holes going back into the mud. And if there are some animals in there, I hope they made it. This was an area that I've talked about many times. I talked about the ferns I was putting in here. And, I basically had designed it so to stop the water from going on the side because of the erosion control issues here, and you can see that's just been totally wiped out. That's totally exposed rock, so I don't think we have to worry about the water hitting that edge, but man, it is different. I'm gonna embrace the rock. I gotta be honest. I think I've learned just because I want soil there doesn't mean soil can go there. And it needs to just get opened up. So This is where my storage box used to sit, right there. And then that was before the mudslide came. And you can see, basically, if you look up the hill, you can see where just a huge chunk of the mountain came loose. And see if it's coming through clearly for you. There's a huge chunk of the mountain. And then basically cuts through here. Yeah, I'm sure if that makes it easier to see. And then you can see it just came all the way down there. Just a massive, massive mess. So I'm now lower down the mudslide. That was a second ago. See, was that one large tree, lots of medium-sized trees, root systems that are impacted. Not super clear yet. Let's try and go down this together, and hopefully I don't end up on my bum. Ooh, ooh. Okay. So again, the kind of destruction we're looking at where the mudslide was, and around this way. What's so very odd to me is this little chunk of water that's coming out here, and it's like this kind of just random impromptu waterfall. Might have to build around that. Oh, what do we got over here? We've got one ferry, what's left of one. Let's see, is this ferry still intact? Come on. Oh, no, front's broken off. Okay, it's two dead ferries. Yeah, that's a shame. Again, we came all the way down here, and the rest of them should be in that box that's down there. So, yeah, look, it's tragic to have seen that much of that side slide in. Definitely lost some beautiful trees that were on that side. Trying to find a positive. Positive is that the waterfall is very dramatic looking. I mean, there was a waterfall here before, and rocks that kind of came out. None of this was exposed. I mean, there's a very significant waterfall dropping out. Certainly more of a serious waterfall that's ever been. Okay, so this is just below the edge of my property. It's interesting to see what had happened down here. This has always been a huge mound of soil, and that's just gone. So it's far more of an abrupt cliff face than it's been historically. Again, you can see where all of that's just been exposed now, and it's just showing rock. And so if I kind of cut up this way, at one point I put hundreds of native kind of erosion control plants in here. All of those are absolutely gone. This is a totally different waterfall from the one that we had 2 days ago. Yeah, I mean, again, you basically would just walk off that. So it's down 3, 4, 5 feet. I mean, there was tons of stuff just right here, and it's a totally and absolutely different waterfall now. see how this is all really white? It's white because it's just exposed. So that gives you a sense of like all this lighter colored stuff in here. You know, I was just underground before. Okay. This was completely filled with soil. There was trees on it. You can see there's rock exposed up there now. There may be a witch hazel that I planted right there that survived. That would be nice. Other than that, I mean, this is just totally and absolutely transformed from what it was before. Soil used to be all up on there. You can see where the roots are exposed. All through there. All of that had soil on it. And it's just totally different now. Look how much erosion's happened on the side there. Look, it's, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's beautiful, but I worry about the long-term impact of this erosion. You know, what happens is this, I can't afford to let this just keep inching back and back and back and back, you know, into the forest. Some of these rocks, you can see how white they are, and it's because they've never been exposed before. They don't have any mold or moss on them. They were just deep below the soil, and the rushing waters rinsed them off. Just look how much root exposure is right here. You know, can't imagine that tree will make it. Yeah, I guess we will find out. Then you can see all that root exposure here. This root exposure right here is very, very concerning. Ever wondered what was under a tree? This is it. Look at those big, beautiful roots, but it's not going to survive this. You know, and then this tree, when roots go away, that also impacts the soil erosion, and that hurts us. You know, that hurts the property. Just tipped. So that is a bouncing multi-ton rock. So it shows you how dangerous it is in here right now. Even when it looks like you're standing on the biggest and most stable rocks, I'm also trying to keep my eyes open for water snakes, because I do know they like it down in here. Yeah, this is concerning right here. None of this was exposed before. There used to be a trail right there. You can see the stump that I used to film as we go by it. So there's a tiny little bit of a trail left. Okay, that was very dangerous. That rock just came down as I was standing on it. I got out of the way in time, but it gives you an idea of how loose and how dangerous the rocks are down here right now. What's different is we used to walk down those steps right there. This is the bottom of Cave Falls. There's the sign. We used to walk down those steps and cut down through there, but now it's gone. And there used to be just tons of rock here. So this is, again, we're talking what, 5 feet of erosion that's just come out of nowhere. All of this, see up there's a Japanese maple, but this was all soil. You know, this is roots from that dead tree, so mostly it was already dead. that were under soil right here, and this is all soil. And there was some rocks right here, and there was a little trickle of water. Now, this is a very significant waterfall, which I guess is cool, but it's certainly different from what we were looking at 2 days ago. Again, all soil in here. Just that one tree made it. There used to be another one in here. You can see it's all gone now. I mean, this is completely and utterly blocked this direction now. So, you know, what can we do with this? Well, this used to be the old trail, which is gone. I think we'll probably re-loop into this. You know, the trail will probably start to come through there now. Okay, look at all this huge open meadow that would completely change the dynamic of the garden. And you know, maybe we take some of that soil there and we fill this area in here, which allow you to kind of walk up in there. It's kind of an interesting idea. I mean, there's certainly the rocks for it now. The section I call Cherokee Run. These trees aren't going to make it. They're already dying at the top, but their roots are completely removed now. And cut right through here. And to give you a sense, right there is where the path used to go, and we would walk from there to there, from there to there. You go right down through there and off down that side, and there is literally nothing there. And again, what is that, 8 feet? That's taller than me? So I'd say there's about 8 feet, maybe more of erosion in that area. So, for any of those who've watched very full video content before, or you're a friend of mine and visited the property, it's basically a totally new experience on the lower property. Gonna have to remove all this stuff. You just look at all the rocks that just collected here. And so, I mean, this is a pretty darn cool looking waterfall. Very, very different from the falls from you know, 3 days ago. Trying to take it all in good stride. You know, can't beat them, join them kind of mentality. There's no way to go back. You can't repair this. Mother Nature has changed the shape of this waterfall, as she has done for millions and millions and millions of years. And I'm going to do my best as its caretaker to continue to beautify that and increase native biodiversity here in Prairie Falls. Over there, one more trail. And we go up these steps. What we'll probably do is maybe build like a little platform sitting area here. So, there's the big falls. Look how this has changed. Wow. I mean, guys, this used to flow on both sides. All of this is just completely eroded out. There's just not an ounce of soil or sand here. But man, is it dramatic. There's a lot more here before. I'm glad the trail's still there, barely there. But I mean, this is completely washed out. This used to have all the soil in it. So now the water looks like it's kind of concentrating down this way. And down there, wow, it's just so different. At some level, you know, maybe it's good that it's kind of focusing on this side now, because this feels more natural for it, and this is probably going to take it away from this edge. Yeah, at some level, I mean, again, it just, with that much force, it's going to go to whatever feels the most natural, right? And so it certainly did that. So the bridge is a little wonky, and we just, luckily it's very well supported underneath, and it just needs to get more of these big rocks under that beam, but it looks like it's fine. The base of a 100-plus-year-old statue. We shipped him from our family home in England, and then they've been in Florida, and another rock almost slipped out from under. And it's gone, so we don't know where the rest of it is. So next area. So what's happened is all the debris from up above slid down, and there's tons of rocks in here. And I think this is going to go from a pond to a, drainage system from up there. That's okay. I think it's actually going to be easier to maintain. And then you can see how that just slides down now. And this is really multiple feet lower than it used to be. There's a rock down there, that one there, that I've been trying to move for 2 years, but it's too expensive, too heavy, and I couldn't do anything with it. And you can see the water moved in. So the big falls, you can see part of the wall, retaining wall there we built kind of fell off, and then it just piled up rocks, And then there was more on this side, and that's gone, and you can see it just a hard edge there now. But I gotta be honest, the falls, they're 4 feet taller than they used to be, and so they're even more dramatic. So I gotta be honest, I can't complain about the impact it had on the falls. And I don't think I would have had the strength to do what Mother Nature did, so we're gonna roll with it. It even looks like there's some deep water down there. There used to be a bunch of soil here and a bunch of stuff planted, but the water, and there were tons of rocks here and actually a plant right there, and it's just pushed straight through that now. More skulls. Very, very, very different now. Very different. So, totally washed out. The other side of more skulls. This used to just be covered in plants, and there's just a little bit of soil on it, but the plants wrapped around those. I'd love to be able to salvage this very cool looking rhododendron that is growing over the rocks. But just look how all the roots are exposed now. It just took all the soil completely off this. So what you're looking at here, this is Mertz Magical Mystery Marsh. That used to have plants all over it, and then there's this kind of boggy soil that came out, and everything around this has just collapsed. And so what I think has happened is that something in that metal pipe on the lower level has potentially fallen out. Mertz Magical Mystery Marsh. See the crazy amount of damage that's been here. What made it, what didn't make it, just have no idea. And then just look at the size of that hole that's opened up over there. We'll have